What's going on, guys? It's AG here. Today we're going to previewing Arizona going in the next season. Now, Arizona coming off a pretty good year last year. They've got some question marks. We'll get into that in a little bit. We'll talk about the recruiting rankings. We'll talk about how they did in the transfer portal. Then ultimately we'll look at their schedule for this upcoming season. But to recap, Arizona, really good year last year. You can see their schedule last season on your screen now. Only 3 losses. Now, their head coach, Jedd Fisch, left after the year to go to Washington to replace Kalen DeBoer at Alabama, and they ended up bringing in Brent Brennan from San Diego State. So I have a few question marks here. If Jedd Fisch would have ran it back at Arizona, this would have been probably the favorite in the Big 12 for me personally. Like I said, the way they closed last year, the fact that they bring back Noah Fifita and McMillan, an All-American candidate at receiver, but Brent Brennan, I've got a few question marks there with how he's going to fit at Arizona. It's hard to tell how good of a coach he is because he didn't win that much at San Jose State. But in reality, though, who's going to? Nobody's going to win that much there. So it's hard to tell exactly how good of a coach he is. But last year, though, you can see on your screen, they only lost 3 losses. Mississippi State, Washington, USC beat everybody else. So they beat Oregon State. They beat Utah. Some really good quality wins in there. They moved to the Big 12 from the Pac-12. But let's go ahead and look at the recruiting rankings. All right, so recruiting-wise, 85th ranked recruiting class, and then 45th ranked transfer class. But not bad recruits. The reason they're ranked so low probably is just the amount. But really, bringing in 4 stars at Arizona, not a bad thing, especially at quarterback and running back, because that could be your backfield going forward. So I think I actually like this recruiting class they've got bringing in. But transfer portal-wise, this is kind of how you win immediately now in college football. They bring in some good guys from Power 5 schools. For example, this edge rusher from Utah, Chase Kennedy, that's a big ad there. You load up on the line with the offense tackle coming over from San Diego State. He brought over a lot of guys from San Jose State actually with him, tight end, quarterback, running back. You bring in an offense tackle from Oregon. That should be able to help you immediately. But you can see on your screen a lot of guys coming with him from San Jose State. But Power 5-wise, they added a lot on the interior. They also added some of the secondary at corner and safety. So I really like this transfer portal class for them. Anytime you can bring in Power 5 talent, Power 4, whatever you want to call it now, anytime you can bring in that kind of talent to your program, whether they were backups there or not, like anytime you can bring in a safety from Tennessee, that's a positive, okay? Because he's obviously got potential to eventually be a dude for you going down the road, maybe even start for you right away. But looking at their schedule this year, really manageable, okay? I think they are a candidate to win the Big 12 this year. It's pretty up for grabs. There's not really one dominant team right now. I'd probably say my favorite right now is Oklahoma State. But good news for them is they don't play Oklahoma State. So let's go ahead and get into the schedule. All right, starting off with New Mexico. That should be a win for you. That'll put you at 1-0. Northern Arizona, you're hosting them. That shouldn't be a problem again. Put you at 2-0. So now we get into the tough, probably the 2 toughest games of the season here. At Kansas State, okay? This one's almost 50-50 for me. I think they're more talented than Kansas State. Kansas State lost their quarterback, Will Howard, to Ohio State, but they got another guy, Avery Johnson, at quarterback that should be really good. Being away, I think Kansas State is going to win that one. And your first Big 12 matchup, it's kind of tough to go at Kansas State. I wish they would have got a better draw here. I think they lose that one. That'll put you at 2-1. You got a bye week going into Utah. Now, you have experience playing Utah, but Utah has Cam Rising back at quarterback. The dude's a winner. I think Utah gets them there. That'll put you at 2-2. All right, so now you got Texas Tech. This is probably your 3rd toughest game of the year, to be honest with you. Right now, sitting at 2-2. And if you can win this one, you're probably in good shape here because I think teams are going to beat each other in the Big 12. Like 2 wins might even get you into the Big 12 championship still. Texas Tech, hosting them, I think you can beat them. That's going to be a toss-up, though. But give me Arizona there. That'll put you at 3-2. At BYU and Colorado, shouldn't be problems for you. I think they win both of those. That'll put Arizona at 5-2. Now you've got another tough 2-game stretch here. West Virginia and at UCF. I think they drop one of these games. I'm not saying which one it's going to be. I think West Virginia is better than UCF, but being away at UCF isn't going to be easy. So I think they're going to lose one of these, win one of these. That'll put you at 6-3. Ask me right now, I'd probably say they lose to West Virginia. They beat UCF. That's my guess. Then the rest of these games shouldn't be any problem for them. The only one out of these that could potentially be a problem would be TCU. Going to Fort Worth to play TCU is not going to be easy. But I think Arizona's a little too talented there, so that'll put you at 9-3 on the season. 9-3, pretty good year 1. in the Big 12. Now, that's give or take. Let's say they beat Kansas State or Utah, one of those, and then they beat, one of West Virginia and UCF, okay? If they can somehow win one of those on each one, that eliminates and makes your season a lot better going forward, because with one loss, that could definitely put you in the college football playoff conversation, especially expanding to 12 teams. That'll put you in the top 15 for sure. Heck, with 2 losses now, you're going to be in the top 15 probably and be in that discussion for the last place in the college football playoff. But I've got them going 9-3 right now. Not a bad year. Probably in the top 5 for me in the Big 12, but kind of the team I have the most question marks about, because they could pop or they could just come back down to earth and not be very good this year. I really don't know what to think of Arizona. They're talented enough to play with anybody, having Fifita and McMillan, but again, I have question marks with having Brent Brennan at head coach. But what do you think of Arizona next year? Let me know. What do you think their record's going to be? Can they win the Big 12? Can they make the college football playoff? Let me know. Comment down below. Make sure to like.